Hey my peeps, this is Coach Tanisha Marie. I'm glad you came to my channel. And if you're new here, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you hit the notification bell for upcoming videos. And if you are a current subscriber, make sure you share with all of your peeps. Okay, so April is Financial Literacy Month, okay? I'm excited because I literally have my first physical book. I'm so excited. So excited about it. And I got E is for entrepreneur. E is for entrepreneur. Okay, E is for entrepreneur. I got a couple of words for E. E is for e-commerce. I got another. E is for earning. Okay, so I'm excited about my book. Okay, I also have stickers that you can buy as a bundle. You can get 10 stickers for 10 bucks when you buy it, and your children can put it on a bag as affirmations. Right? Your children can put it on their book bag, or they can put it on their books. They can put it on their clothes. They could wear it on their clothes. I got some more too. I got some more coming, right? So I got 3-inch stickers and 2-inch stickers. They both are $1 a piece, but you got to be able to buy them in bulk. So when you purchase, make sure you choose the bundle for the stickers and, right, the stickers and the book. Okay, you got the stickers and the book plus shipping, or you can just get the book, plus shipping. If you want to order 25 or more, you would get a 50% discount. And then I would be able to ship it right to your school, ship it right to your house, wherever you want it. But if you want me to sign them, then I would have it shipped to my house. I would sign them, and then you would pay the additional shipping costs for me to be able to sign it for you, right? So I decided to write this book. Okay, well, me and my daughter, as you see, co-author Cheyenne Adjocatcher. She's 13 years old, and she's already an author. So first of all, right there is the reason I wanted to write this book, right? Because I wanted my daughter, to now understand being in position, right? And my daughter's only 13. Well, she'll be 14 in 2 months. I wanted her to understand being in position and creating your own, right? I wanted her to understand being in position and creating your own, right? Because at 13, I didn't know nothing about that, right? I didn't know nothing about business. I didn't know nothing about creating, right? So I'm already positioning my daughter to understand that creating your own, and you can make money from this, right? You literally can make money, from this, okay? This is your intellectual property. So how did I come up with this book? Me and my daughter, my editor. So shouts out to Dana. Dana Ferguson, she's an amazing editor. If you guys need an editor, let me know. I'll refer you to her. So basically, I was doing another book, which I'm going to still come out with that book. It's actually already done. I just really got to publish it and all of that. So she has a small child, and I was doing a book, and the book was for junior high school and up, because it was talking about ways to make money, how to position yourself, things you can start making money with, like right now, understanding money, understanding wealth, right? It's just it's an advanced version of this. So, as she was editing it, she was learning some things. She was like, wow, Tanisha, I'm learning some stuff from your book that I'm editing. I didn't know something. I didn't know this. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So I was like, oh, well, thank you. And then she said, okay, well, this is for junior high school to high school. She said, so what about elementary? I was like, what about elementary? What about the little babies? What about elementary? What about the... She was like, well, you're doing a book for junior high school and up, but what about junior high school and down? Oh, Dana, I never thought about them. She was like, well, I got like a 4-year-old. You know, I would like her to learn about wealth too. And I said, wow, okay. So me and her started to brainstorm. And we came up with some names. And then I went to my daughter, my 14-year-old, and I said, what do you think about this? You know, what do you think? She was like, oh, I think that's nice. Like, yeah, I would read that book. So I said, okay, let's start thinking. Literally, all of these characters was in my head, in my vision. This is exactly how I wanted my book to look. Black children with money, books, and being able to see themselves as king and queens, right? So the cover of the book is amazing all by itself. A king and a queen, right? A black king, a black queen, right? We need to see that, right? And then we have the children, 2 have money, right? And then 2 have books in their hands and they're excited about having a book, right? And then the young lady in the middle, right? She don't have anything, right? But it's just showing unity. And then me and my daughter name at the bottom, the ABCs of Wealth Building Children's Edition. So this was in my head. I'm a very colorful person. I like colors. And my editor, so my editor don't know how to do illustration. So then I had to find an illustrator. I literally went on Fiverr and found my illustrator, and I'm going to keep my illustrator for life. This is what my illustrator did. She literally made my dreams, my thoughts come true. And this took the illustrator, I want to say, all about 2 months to do all of these characters and get all of this together the way I wanted it. So I sat down with my daughter and I said, let's start coming up with names. I know I wanted A for asset. I know I wanted B for bank. I know I wanted C for credit. I know I wanted, I wanted some certain things, right? But I kind of got stuck on some letters. So when my daughter comes in that, she gave me words for some letters, right? King, queen, happiness, giving, investing, right? So I'm going to credit my daughter, money, right? I'm credit my daughter for helping me, right? And of course, she's going to benefit as well. From this, she's going to benefit financially, right? Emotionally, intellectually, right? And personally, she will grow from this too, right? Because once this starts to get into the schools, and my plan is for this to go viral inside of schools, because there's schools do not have books on wealth building for children by Black authors. So I did my research on Google, on Amazon, Bing, different places. And there was Black authors that talked about wealth and money. But it was only about 5, 6, maybe. Right? So I'm like, well, where's all... Nobody's doing books on for babies. So I said, I'm in the right position, right? I'm in the right time and I'm in the right position, right? So this is a wide open lane for me. Now what starts to happen is crazy. It's so amazing, because I always tell people, once you make a decision, the universe opens up to give you everything that you want. So once I got the mock-up for the book, I lost the thing. I don't even know where I put that at, but it was just a piece of paper with the cover on there, and I laminated it. and I went to a principal's meeting. Now, here's how, the whole universe works. Last year, I went to an event that the superintendent was at. I heard the superintendent and teachers and stuff was going to be there. And I was like, well, let me make sure my face get there. So I went, and I literally just went to the superintendent. And I said, hey, a little small talk with her. And I told her what I offer. And I told her I'm coming up with a book. And she said, really? And I said, yeah. So she said, I'm going to give you my secretary's number. She gave me a secretary number. And she allowed me to meet her secretary. So her secretary, she called her over. She was like, hey, Ms. Dixon, I want you to meet this young lady. So me and Ms. Dixon, we hit it off. We were talking back and forth. I was telling her what I was trying to do. I'm coming out with a book. I do vision board parties for kids in the schools and all of that. So she was like, wonderful. All right. She was like, wonderful. She was like, give me your number. I'm going to give you my personal number, and then you can contact me, because this was in the summer. So she was like, you could contact me in September when, school starts. So I said, okay, wonderful. I'm excited. Like, just getting the secretaries to the superintendent's personal number is a big deal. People don't usually get that. Like, you just don't, right? But again, guys, that's why I say success is literally, it takes 10 years to be an overnight success. Okay, I've been working for 10 years. I've been making an impact for 10 years. I've been doing my thing for 10 years. I've been doing my own thing for 10 years. I've been creating for 10 years. I've been moving for 10 years. I've been personal developing for 10 years. I've been growing for 10 years. So the universe is just, I'm ready, right? I'm ready for this, right? So September rolls around. I emailed Ms. Dixon. Well, I texted her first. She didn't respond right away. She sent me back a couple of weeks later. And then she's asked me for my email. And then I sent her an email. And then she got me connected to the coordinators that coordinates events for the schools. So I said, okay, cool. So she gave me a late email. So the lady called me. She talking to me. She's asking me about, what I do, stuff like that. So I tell her. And she said, okay, well, the next event, the next principal event that they have, I'm going to invite you to. So I said, shit, great. So, but I told her I want to do career days. So she said she would find out, some days to do career days. So November went by, Christmas and holidays. So that all just went by. So I said, for the new year, I'm making sure, right? Because I wanted this book to come out in Women's Month, which was March. I actually launched it in Women's Month. And now this is Financial Literacy Month in April. My book hasn't even been a month yet, and I sold 57 copies. Now, I wanted to sell 100 copies. I mean, it's not even a month yet, but, I'm sure I'll reach that goal of 100 copies as well, because I already got people that want to buy 25 for their clients, 25, 50 for their students, and 80. Like, I already got people inquiring, right? So this is the whole story, right, of how, I got myself positioned, right? So now January's here. I'm still working on my book. We're still editing my book. I had to hire a coach in January because I never written a physical book. I never published a physical book. So the coach that I hired to do this, she has her own publishing company. She's published multiple books and she's been successful going into schools and all of that. So of course, when you want to be successful or if you want to do something, you have to hire the people that are doing it, right? Or you got to get around the people that are doing it. So once I saw this, I told her about it, she was excited. She was like, man, there's literally no authors that are really talking about finance for kids. So she was excited to work with me. So she gave me the ins and outs. I paid her. Of course, I had to pay my illustrator. I had to pay my editor. Had to pay the coach. I had to pay to publish. Like, it's you got to pay for everything. Shit. Right? So she said, we started working together. So, we started getting everything. She started uploading stuff for me. She started making it happen for me. She started, telling me the ins and outs, the media, how to make it work. And then she's the one who told me about pre-orders. Because if I publish this on Amazon, it would be on Amazon already, right? But I didn't want to publish it on Amazon because if I did Amazon would have exclusive rights. That means I couldn't publish it nowhere else. I couldn't go to Barnes and Nobles. I couldn't go to Walmart.com. I can't go to the libraries. I wouldn't be able to do that, right? So I had to get my own barcodes. I own my rights to my book. So I have the barcode right here. So this is my own barcode that I paid for. Now, you don't have to pay for a barcode if you don't want to. You could just go on Amazon, but Amazon has exclusive rights and you can't publish it nowhere else but Amazon. So I didn't want that. And I didn't know that until I hired the coach and she told me that. So I said, oh, well, wonderful. Thank you for telling me. So right now, as of April 8th, it's not on Amazon. It's on Amazon Kindle. So you can download it on your Kindle for $10. But once it goes to Amazon, it's going to be $20. But if you want to get it on my website, signed copies, it will be $20 plus the shipping. And I'll send you a few stickers. But if you want to get 10 stickers or more, you would just get the bundle, right? So January comes around and I get an email from the superintendent saying, I want to invite you to the principals meeting. We're having a principals meeting. We would like for you to be a vendor at the event. Mind you, I didn't have the book yet. I just had that little paper with the cover. So I had to send like a little bio in and my picture and about my company and all that. So I was like, cool. February 28th came around. I went to the principals meeting. It was about, I'm going to say about 20, 30 principals there. And I set up and there was other vendors. It was supposed to be like 20 vendors there. And it was only about 8, maybe not even, like 6 vendors that showed up. So I was one of the vendors and I was the only one with a book on financial literacy. So everybody got like a 2 minutes of fame, basically, to pitch whatever they wanted to do. So of course I had put the video, I'll put the video below so you guys can actually see. I was talking in front of principals. Now, of course, I was nervous. Even though I've spoken in front of hundreds of people, I don't know. I was just nervous. When I got in front of the principal, I felt like my palms was all sweaty. I was like, oh my God. But I did good. Clearly, I just said who I am, what my company does, and, you know, the type of impact that I want to make. And I also want to get my book to the schools. So 3 principals said, I want you to bring your vision board to my school. And I was like, yes. I was like, yes, God, thank you. Like, I was excited about it. And one other principal said, I want you to, you know, I want to order your books. So I'm all excited, like, yes. Hey, I'm doing my little dance, like, hey, right? So I gave all the rest of the principals my, you know, my information or whatever. So if they want to contact me, they can contact me, you know, later on if they decide they may have to think about it, whatever. So one principal actually came up to me and she said, I like what you're doing. And she said, I think the vision board and financial literacy would be a good look for my parents and students. And I said, shoot. Say less, sis. And she was a young, and all 3 of the principals that I'm with now, they're 3 young Black women. 3 young Black women in the same age range as me, right? So I felt like in that moment that unity was being fulfilled. I ain't gonna hold you, right? So I felt good. So one of them came up to me and she said, I need this in my school. She says, send me a proposal, like right away. Like, that's what she said. Send me a proposal, the price and the amounts of money of what we need to do. Okay, say less, sis. That same day, I sent her a whole proposal. So she came back and she said, well, because what I sent her was a little bit much. So I sent a proposal for like 20 grand, 8 grand. No, I sent a proposal for 20 grand, 13 grand, and 10 grand. So she said, well, we can't do the 20 grand. We can't do the 13 grand, but I probably could swing the 10. I said, well, say less, sis. Shit, here you go. Listen, bro. I was just excited that a principal hollered at me and said, I need this. Her secretary calls me and says, what is your, because to work for the DOE, you need a vendor's number. You need a vendor's number. I already had my vendor's number from like 2018, right? But I never really used it. And I have my MWBE, and I'm certified in New York City and Nassau. So I sent over my number, and then she sent over the amount. She was like, this is what we can afford to give you. 10 grand. I'm like, yo, this is crazy, bro. I'm about to literally do. I always wanted to be a teacher. Like, let's be mindful of that. I always wanted to be a teacher. I took the damn test 8 times and failed the damn test 8 times. Can you believe that? 8 times. And you got to pay $100 every 8 times. So I spent $800 and I failed the test because I wanted to be a math teacher. But God had something bigger. And teachers start with about, what, 50 grand? And they got to work all year. So, when she came back with, we can only do the 10 grand, say less, sis. They sent me the invoice, everything. And they said, okay, well, once you finish, we'll pay you. Say less, sis, when we starting. So I did my first session. So it's 4 sessions. I did my first session last week. And then I'm going to finish up in May. So I'm excited about that too. So I took a class. Hopefully you guys are still with me. Let me know if you guys still with me 20 minutes later. So I took a class in 2021, I want to say. Entrepreneur class. Now, I've been an entrepreneur for 10 years. So the basic stuff I didn't really need. But the connections that I got and the information that I got was priceless. It was a free class. No, it wasn't even free. They paid us $20. So we got $2,000 for 6 weeks to take that class. I'm telling you, God is good to me. I'm telling you. I took a entrepreneur class for 6 weeks and they paid me $2,000 to be in the class. And I was in there with 20 other women that also got paid $2,000, that also had businesses. So now I got connected to all of those women. One of the men that was teaching the class, he works in a charter school. Last month, which was March, he introduced me to the community organizer for that charter school. And he told them about me. So I followed him on social media, sent them a message on social media. She said, what's your number? We got on the phone. She told me what she wanted. I told her I'll send a proposal. I sent the proposal. They came back with it, approved. I was like, ain't God good? So now I got one for 10 grand, another for 2,500 for one day, right? And then the principal that I'm doing the series for, the 4-week series for, the other principal, they're friends, they're best friends, like they're besties, right? So she tells her about me and her and her assistant principal have a meeting, right? We have a meeting. I tell him and her what I do and what I offer. They said, sis, send me a proposal. I send them a proposal for $1,800 for 1 hour. They come back with, oh, we can only afford $1,300. I said, say less, don't worry about it. We could do $1,300 for an hour. And they want to order 500 books for their kids. The school system has a $300 billion budget. So now my goal, now I'm in school now. I'm in the school. It's safe to say I'm in the school, right? Now, the goal is summer schools, 5 summer schools to get my books into, and teach a class in the summer school. Then when next season comes, right, I want to have at least 4 to 5 schools going into the schools at least once a week, teaching financial literacy, teaching money, teaching wealth, teaching entrepreneurship, right? And I want to have 4 schools, and I want to be able to do that every week for at least 6 months, right? 6 to 9 months, whatever, whatever they want. 6 to 9 months, 4 schools. And I want to be able to land a 6-figure contract. When I tell you guys, putting yourself in position is key. Putting yourself in position, friends, is key. First of all, I'm determined. I'm motivated, and I'm persistent. People like that. People don't like no lazy folks. People like people who are motivated, right? So I'm said all that to say that if I didn't put myself in position to win, if I didn't listen to my editor and get this, if I didn't show up at that principal's event, if I didn't go to that free event to meet the superintendent, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. Then, list goes on and on. Then, a couple of years ago, I met another superintendent. And I've been trying to contact her, but she's been busy. And she's been sick, and her husband's been sick, so she's been going through a lot. So I finally was able to contact her last week. We had a nice little conversation. I told her about my book. She was like, I think I need to set up an appointment with you and my board members so you can tell them about your book. What? Ain't God good? Ain't God good? And before this, I did a 7-day fast. I fasted for book expansion. I fasted for contracts in schools. I fasted for me to be humble. I fasted for health. I fasted for prosperity. I fasted for success. Fasting is a thing. So now I'm fasting every quarter, at the end of every quarter. So when I say, guys, put yourself in position to win. Put yourself in a position to win. I will be doing a free webinar in the month of April for Financial Literacy Month, a free webinar. And hopefully you guys get on the webinar and get some free game, right? I'll have an offer for you guys to get involved in what I'm doing. And the time is now, friends. You got to get yourself in position. I'm never going to be broke ever. Right? Because now I'm in the money universe. I'm in the money universe on the internet, and I'm in the money universe off the internet. How can I lose? I can't. So, make sure you guys like, subscribe, share this video, and make sure you get your book, your signed copy, for your children, for yourself, right? For your grandkids, birthday gifts, graduation gifts, school gifts. You want to get it in your school. You want to get it in your daycares. You want to get it in your women's group. You want to get it to your youth group. And, forgot about this. A teacher I met at an event that I did, she bought the book. She showed it to her principal. Her principal said, she texted me, she said, my principal said, after the break, he want to talk to you. Ain't God good? Ain't God good? All right, so I gotta go. I got an event to go to. Make sure you guys follow me. I'll see you guys in the next video.